Your biggest opponent is really just you.
Kids, did you hear what he just said? He did not have good grades, but there was something in him that allowed him to be a Division I athlete.
I'm a big believer in Jesus Christ, and that keeps me grounded every day. That's my why. My why is my family. When you get to D1, everybody's just as big, bigger, faster, stronger than you, but it comes down to technique. I want to have 60 tackles, at least 2 sacks, 10 TFLs. I at least need like one. I need one touch. I need one defensive touch. I need one TD. But as a team, I'm gonna say I want to go just 9-0. With our schedule, we can definitely do it. Where we're headed, we can definitely do it. Go 9-0, win the Big Ten championship, go to the playoffs. Yeah, I'm trying to compete for that Natty.
All right, welcome everybody to another edition of Coach Rodo's Winning Regardless podcast. Today, my nephew is back in town, so we had to have him on. Linebacker for the Trojans, USC Southern California, and I'm so excited, just to be a Trojan fan and having a reason to be a Trojan fan. And now to have this dude back, and I told him he gonna be on every time he came back, and he done honored ever since. So go ahead, Jadyn, and let everybody know who you are and your new number.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Jadyn. I'm Jadyn here. We go to USC. I went to Portage Northern. I'm a linebacker for the Trojans, and I was 31 last year, and I just changed my jersey to 15. I'm excited to be here. What's going on?
Now, with you changing your number and all, that kind of threw me for a loop because your mama had to tell me, because, Mug, you ain't even tell me. And I'm running around 31 and telling everybody. But, we got it squared away. And isn't it like when you move up in a depth chart, your numbers shrink? Like, from a high number to a lower number.
For sure. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to, I called our GM. I asked him, I was like, can I get my jersey changed? I for sure wanted a single digit, but all of them got taken up. So I got 15. And I'm excited. I just want to see what it looks like in our real jersey. It's been looking smooth in practice, but I want to put that real jersey on and see what it's looking like.
Well, I think it's going to look good on you because I thought 31 looked good, but 15 I think is going to look even better, and I love that, to see that. So what you here on a little break or what have you? Like, how does that work when you're a Division I college athlete, period?
Yeah, so when we're on campus, we're basically just foot on the gas, and we're just full throttle going at it. So I got here last Tuesday, been here for a week now. Just kind of just taking time off, seeing the family, taking a step back from football, and just, seeing the people that care about you down when you have a jersey on. And just spending time with my family, it's been fun.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now, did you finish up a semester? Did the semester just end?
Yeah, school is over.
So that's
summer break.
So it's summer break.
Yeah.
But you got to be back in school for workout, for football.
Yeah.
You got to go back.
Yeah, and I'm taking summer classes too.
Summer classes? Okay, what kind of classes you taking?
Just some comm classes.
Some comm classes? Okay, now how tough is it, like, your third year? Your first year, red shirts. To me, this is really your second year. But, coming into this year, what's the difference? What has the difference been? Like, what should young people who's about to become Division I athletes, Division II or Division III, from year to year, what is the differences that they may need to be ready for and expect?
For sure. So I would say, obviously, you're going to adapt to it. Maybe you won't. Maybe you get a little homesick. I personally didn't get homesick, but I would say as time went on, I adjusted on the fly. But like, life moves, like, when you're in college, it's fun, super, super fun. And like, time goes by fast. So like, it's good to like take a step back and take a step back and think about and reflect on like what happened and like what's been going on, because you might get lost in it. But it's fun. I would say, like, just going through it and doing it Like, I can get better throughout the years. I'm saying for my mistakes, I can just keep growing. So I yeah, keep growing for
Okay,
sure.
now when I think about the USC Trojans, because I know I sent you the video and I know your behind ain't looked at it. Like another reason why I just love you being there and me being a fan is because a lot of people don't know the Trojans is who integrated the South. As a little history lesson, when Paul Bear Bryant was the coach of Alabama, Alabama dominated Southern college football. And they didn't have no black people, and he didn't think that he needed any until people were talking about how good Southern Cal was and the brothers that they had. I tell you about this. He invited Southern Cal down there, and Southern Cal whooped him so bad that the players was coming home saying our practices were harder than playing against Alabama. And that after that butt whooping that the USC Trojans put on Alabama is when they started having black athletes. So have they talked to you about any of that kind of tradition, like, the traditions of the Marcus Allens and OJ Simpsons and the Ronnie Lotts? I mean, do they talk to y'all about what how traditional your school really is? Like, it's really a big deal for you to be there, especially for a person like me who wanted to find a reason to be a USC fan, found one because of the story, and you gave me a reason to be that. And it's like, is that something that they tell y'all? Like, do you know how special it is to be a Trojan?
For sure. Like before every game, we'll watch highlights of just throwback games, and like we'll see what it looks like to play like a Trojan, and like we try to, do the same thing in our games as like back in the day with the Trojans. But we see a lot. We see a lot of film, a lot of highlights of the old players, a lot of the good players coming out at USC. So it's a great place to be. And shoot, it's just yeah, like you said, historically, it's known to be all these superstars and put players in the league. So
And you're gonna be one.
it's crazy I'm there.
And you're gonna be one. You're gonna be one. Because like I just got in your behind about, me, I would usually be harder on you, but now that you're way bigger than me, and then the hug you just gave me, I felt like you was gonna break my goddamn back. But so I got to take it easy. But you slacked off a little bit.
For sure.
Talk about, see, this is what these kids have to understand about. You can't take a day off, even as an athlete at the highest level that you are. And how you even said to me, man, no. And I said I wouldn't call it laziness. And your response to me was, yes, it is. I was being lazy. Tell these kids how important it is that they stay on their shit.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, the game of football, I think, yeah, the game of football is just fundamentals, and it's an everyday, it's a tag life with just the same mentality and keep the same routine, stay consistent. But I would say just be real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you know you're not putting in the work and don't expect for the outcomes you did, like you don't expect the outcome to be good if you didn't put the work in. I feel like I'm real with myself, so I know what I'm bullshitting. I'm like, okay, I'm bullshitting.
I love it.
So I know if I don't do this, I can't be mad if things don't go my way. But same thing. I mean, yeah, I'm super honest with myself and keep it real. But I mean, thing I stress about and that stays in my mind is just like somebody's out there getting better than me. And if you're not out there putting in work, somebody for sure out there is getting better than you. And yeah, while you're sleeping, that person's getting better, and they're gonna yeah outwork you.
And the thing that I love to
Yeah,
hear that you just said was, I hold myself accountable. And that's what these younger athletes need to understand, that you can't be at the highest of levels if you don't hold yourself accountable. And that's the one thing that I gotta say you did as a kid. Even when we would talk to you about what you was doing wrong on the court when you was playing basketball, the thing that I loved about you is you would always pat your chest. Not know, blah. It was, okay, coach, I got you. Okay, coach, I got you. My bad. And for you to be able to know and being at the level that you at, and to say that, I know that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, but the thing about it is you've been doing it long enough, whereas to some of these kids who are going to be starting haven't started doing it at all. You've been doing it long enough to know that what you need to do to get back to where you were. And if not, bigger and stronger. I mean, sometimes it's good to shrink down because now your muscles and all of that stuff get a rest and get a break. But what how grueling is it going to be for you to get that, as we say, get your
Exactly.
weight up?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So as long as I can stay consistent and just stay in the groove, it's easier. It's so much easier to lose what you gain than what it is to like gain. Say I gain all this weight, gain all this strength. That's super hard, but it's super easy just to lose that just by sitting on your butt, sitting on your butt all day.
Hmm. And so you are going to what?
So like I would say just every day it's just like a mental battle, fighting that laziness, that procrastination, and when you think about it, just go do it. And it's easier said than done because shoot, yeah, like we said earlier, I've been slacking off too. It happens. That's everybody. I'm trying to be, you know what I'm saying, the 1%. I'm
Right,
trying to go to the top.
right. And the thing that I loved is I called you and told you I wish I had a got a hold of you when I was there. So I was out in Scottsdale and I saw this old dude who had his car had the USC plate.
Mm.
And I say to him, my nephew plays football at USC. And he says, "Oh, yeah, I'm a donor. Who's your nephew?" I said, "Jadyn Walker." He says, "Number 31." I said, "Yeah." He said, "I know that kid. That's the only kid that was out there hitting somebody all last year. Lincoln Riley better get it together." But that kid was out there hitting everybody. He was fearless. And I told him, "You were always like that as a kid." Now, knowing that people out in California, not everybody know you around here, but out in California and your uncle is in Scottsdale, and people know who you are, man, tell me how does that feel, man?
It's a crazy feeling. Crazy feeling, like, surreal, like, dang, yeah, people out there know my name. It's OC. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling at the same time too.
Yeah, talk
But
about your life as a
but
Trojan, man. Tell us about being a Trojan.
shoot, being a Trojan means everything to me. My fault.
Nah, you good.
Shoot, I love the atmosphere, the school, the environment, and like right where it's at, it's a good place, right? You have the beach, you have the city, you have so many different avenues, and it's like for school too, like so many connections that can just by you going to USC, like your foot's in the door with some of these places just because you went to USC. So when you get that paper, you get that degree, shoot,
Doors
yeah,
open
doors
up.
open, yeah,
Man, and I
wide
love
open.
I love hearing what you just said because most people, if they have it or if their kids listen to this, they'll just hear the football part of it. You just said the degree. That's the most important part because they don't understand that you are going to SC to play football and got that dog on it to the NFL all being, but you also understand that your number one thing is to walk out of there with that piece of paper because you never know what could happen. But the one thing that can happen is that piece of paper being meaningless.
Mm.
That degree is going to be incredible when you come. I mean, a degree from Southern Cal is like, that, like you said, that's a big, big deal. And it allows you to stay out in Southern California because the alumni is so huge. But if you want to go anywhere else in the world, it is so huge. Like when you do they bring in boosters and alumni to talk to y'all about things like that?
Yeah, we had some meetings and events we went to a little bit. Like we do events with just random. We did an event recently with Jersey Mike's. It was a big fun thing. We all jumped in the pool. Our GM jumped from like the tallest skydive, not skydive, but diving board. It was just a tall diving board. We were all just having fun. Like it was just raising money and little fundraiser. It was super cool. We do a lot of that, giving back to the community and stuff. So yeah, that's basically what we do. We don't really talk to the donors that much.
Right.
They're kind of behind the scenes.
So okay, okay. So you haven't like met any or like hey, I'm gonna host some of the football players out to my house, so you guys come on
Mm,
and stuff like that. No, none of that.
mm-mm.
Is that illegal or
Nah, it's
they
not a
just
nah, yeah,
it's just a different thing, huh?
yeah,
So what should a what like Tavy is going to school, next year. If you was to have to talk to him about being a freshman on college campus, what would you tell him to do to prepare himself to be successful so that he doesn't end up back at home? What would you tell Tavy to do?
for sure. Imma start with say, "Put that head down and work," but I say yeah, but obviously, Imma tell him, "Shoot, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be early, you gotta beat all these people that have been in college for a minute by the little details," which that means just getting up early, getting extra work in, and outworking all of the upperclassmen and making a name for yourself early and, having the coach you know what I'm saying, get your name out there for the coaches to see you and show them that you're not playing, like, be a leader, be mature about your business, stay on your grades, just anything they tell you to do, stay on top of that, but I would say just do way extra.
See, and I like to hear that because, one of the things that I tell the kids to do is, if you can be early, be early. Everybody spots that early person, just like they spot the late. They don't say anything to the early person because it's a mental thing and they're paying attention. But they call out the late one because that is disrespectful in a sense, So basically, that's what you're saying is, you know, do the extra stuff and showing up
Yeah,
early is,
small details will take you a long way.
yeah. So,
Get
so
that if I would tell them, get a routine, find the routine that fits you right, and stay consistent. Stay consistent. Don't get caught up in college life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah,
yeah.
you can get caught up a little bit, but you gotta just know, like, bro. At the end of the day, you here for one reason.
I mean, and I'm so proud of you in that aspect that I mean, let's be real, man. You out in Southern California, some of the most finest women that the earth has ever produced go to your school. And you just said, don't get caught up in all of that stuff. That's hard to do when you from a place like where we live at. And it just, man, me and the wife just love when we come out there and see you and we have access to you. You're not out there at a party. You're not with this girl, with that girl, with blah, blah, blah. Man, you are like, oh, Unc, I just got done cutting some hair. I'll meet y'all at the like you out there really working and doing your thing. And I think people need to understand and hear you tell them how you're able to stay that focused in that type of environment. I mean, because everybody want to go to Southern California. Everybody want to go to Hollywood because it is everything that you see on TV. But yet, like I said, man, I'm so proud you've remained focused and there is no BS going on with you. How are you able to do that, Jay, when you're out somewhere seeing something that you were never exposed to until you got there?
The people around me, I surround myself with for sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't be hanging around with much knuckleheads. There's not that many either on this year's team either.
I always tell him, y'all, he'll tell you in my text, I say, stay sucker free.
Every time, every time we'll be having a conversation, and in the conversation, same thing. Sure, I'm already knowing
So
every time.
so you surround yourself around good people who keep you on track, and there's a lot of them your teammates.
Yeah, heck yeah. All of my teammates. That's basically who I hang out with for real.
So you guys are a good group of kids. You guys aren't no, out here like you hear football players do on campuses, like because they think they own the campus, they all be out there wilding and doing all kind of crazy stuff, throwing all kind of parties, and you don't do none of that. You just cut your hair, hang out with your teammates, go to the beach,
Mhm.
see, and that's what again, man, why I love the choice that you made because it's expanded your growth. But just to hear how you navigate it, I mean, you navigate that stuff like a champ. Every time I talk to you, it's never nothing negative. It's never a situation where I need to worry. So I know your mom ain't in a situation where she needs to worry. Her only worry is that your butt don't be answering your phone or answering calls right away and all of that stuff. But
Yeah,
it's just, man, you for people who love you, man, it just feels so good to know that you so far away and we don't have to worry about you, because you were never a knucklehead. Some people who were never knuckleheads go to a school like SC and become one. You get around other guys from other areas, they have different influences and things of that sort. Have you run into anybody who tried to get you to, what I'm saying, be something other than that what Jay don't do?
for sure, for sure. Opportunities, for sure. There's opportunities, but yeah, every time I know my morals, and I'm a big believer in Jesus Christ, and that keeps me grounded every day. That's my why. My why is my family. But obviously, sometimes it does get hard, but yeah, I stay true to me, and
Especially at
it's
19.
okay to say no. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
real hard. It's real hard at 19, man, because again, you're in an environment that you was never. We're in a small. We from a
mhm.
small city,
And now I got freedom. I got
and
my own car now.
you
Yeah,
got
for
your
sure
own
it's out there.
money.
Yeah, for sure it's out there.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? You got every opportunity to be,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, literally,
And that's why
literally.
I'm so freaking proud of you, man. And I really, really am. I wear my Jojo will tell you, I wear my SC gear so god doggone much, man, because that's how you are one of the kids who left here, and I don't worry about you coming home. You know what I mean? I don't worry about you going to college and not being able to make it and end up being back here and then me worrying about what you're gonna go up and be. You are still that little 7-year-old, big smile, young, bright, lovely to me kid. Even though you can break my back now with just a hug. You know what I'm saying? You still like, man, you still brighten my day when I see you and I talk to you, man, because I'm so proud of you and what you've accomplished and what you are continuing to accomplish. And you're not allowing anything to distract you. And it's so easy. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
mean, man, it's I love talking to you. I love seeing you. I love bragging about you. You know what I mean? Because I don't think these kids understand that when you leave home and go to college and you leave everybody behind out there alone, that like you said, the opportunities to go wrong is grand because all it takes is for one person to become your family member that you think you missing, but it might not be the right person. It might be that guy who's taking you to the hood and hanging out with his hood friends because that's where he came up and that's what he knew. And all of a sudden, you in some shit that you was just coming to hang out. And it just, man, I tell you, man, it is, you know, I think it's important that, you let these people and these kids, because some kids watch this podcast. I think these kids need to understand that putting in the hard work to get where you are is very, very possible. But when you get there, there are other things that you need to do to be there, to stay there.
Yeah, I would say for sure nowadays with social media, it's so easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to others. But a lot of that stuff don't even be real for real. Like you might see somebody putting putting the work out. He might just do that just for the camera. It might not
Right.
really be him for real. But I would say that all these young kids, I mean, I sometimes I get caught up in it too, just comparing myself to other people. But it's really just like it's you. Only your biggest opponent is really just you. So once you really like master your mind and master your mind and just like really just like cut out all those like negative voices. I think you should be solid. Like just talk positive. Um, be good to others. And I also believe what goes around comes around. I feel like I'm a firm believer. Like why I went to SC because I treated everybody good. Obviously, I was
Yes, you
a
did.
good player, but I feel like the chances I had to go to SC, I didn't have the best grades. So like I feel like it just I don't know. Like what goes around comes around. But
Yeah,
I believe
you
in that
put good
heaven.
energy out there, and it came back to you. You know, and the thing about you saying that you didn't have kids, did you hear what he just said? He did not have good grades, but there was something in him that allowed him to be a Division I athlete. And then when he got to school, be able to maintain and say, because they're not going to keep your ass at SC if you're not passing class.
Right. Yeah, I just said think about Orville Reese in high school. He had like a super low GPA. And then
1.6.
in college, you know what I'm saying? He grew from that, and now he had like a 3.7. Now he's in the league.
Exactly.
You can grow.
He was with y'all, wasn't he?
Huh?
Wasn't he? Who did he play for?
Ohio State.
Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State, the linebacker.
Yeah, well, first round too.
Yeah. And so what people need to understand is it's your counselors in high school tell you it's too late with your grades and stuff, but if you're good enough, committed enough, and you're able to show improvement, coaches of D1 caliber or D1 schools will take a chance on you.
No doubt.
And then look at what's happened. I mean, they are ecstatic about you. I mean, you're moving up, 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 up. I mean, I remember we came to the game. You went from being on the kickoffs and kick returns, punt returns, spot duty to I'm turning on the TV and all of my friends, hey, your nephew, 31 just made the hit. And then I'm texting back, y'all watching the game? They all, yeah, you know, I mean, it's a maturation process. And you're only 19 years old, man. 20. Oh, yeah, okay. You about to turn 21, ain't you?
Yeah, December. Yeah, this year.
I'm old. Boy, forgetting your age and all of that, man. You're about to be a grown man soon. Nah, that comes with different grown man responsibilities. Yeah. Now, another thing that I want you to talk to these kids about, and to talk to my other fellow coaches that watch, like, what are some of the motivating tactics or some of the that your coaches use to motivate you and to keep you front line and center?
Especially with football, I would say you gotta have that dog in you, but technique. We teach a lot of technique. When you get to D1, everybody's just as big, bigger, faster, stronger than you. But it comes down to technique and not hesitating, pulling the trigger. So I would say like just become confident on the field. When you become confident on the field, you stop thinking, you just go. It really comes down to just making a decision and pulling the trigger and going. It's just instinct. It's for real, just instincts. Yeah, you gotta know your plays, know your responsibilities, read. But once you know, go. Make that decision and go. Don't even think twice about it.
That's what we texted about, isn't it? That's it, baby. Mm-hmm. When you see it, go. That's and I just remember that play against the Purdue quarterback on the 2-yard line, and that dude come around that corner, and here you come through that gap. It was like you just read it in the magazine, man. It came over here and lit him on up. That was an example of, if you see it, I don't even need to think about it. I know where he going, and I know where I need to be. And was that film room work, or that was just some instinctual shit?
Right there. Yeah, I was just reading my keys, and I just went. Seen him go. I didn't think he was gonna run it, but watching the film back, yeah, it was like a design quarterback run. So it was, there's 2 pullers. Read the pullers, was going with the pullers, and I just went, seen the gap he was running. Yeah, just ran him, just hit him.
And hey, man, and of course the wife is yelling at me because I'm yelling in the living room, going crazy and all of that stuff, watching the game, and me and the fellas is texting back and back, talking about it. But, you know, again, that's just what I do, what we do, you know, as fans, you know, and it's crazy because, hey, I can still be your fan too. That's what, you know what I'm saying? Just because I know you don't mean that I ain't gonna be. I can. And all of that stuff too, you know, just like everybody else, man. And you know, so what are your expectations of yourself on this season coming up? Because I'm probably gonna catch, me and the wife probably gonna catch about 3 or 4 of the games. We're gonna try and look at our travel schedule and our work schedules, and we definitely, you know, we love coming out to LA, so we definitely, especially that what's the name of the little restaurant you sent us to with them dumplings?
Did have fun.
Woo wee!
Fire.
Woo! just
Fire
just
spot.
just for that. So I digress. Tell me what your expectations of yourself are this summer, or not this football season.
Yeah, I wanna have, like, I wanna have 60 tackles, at least 2 sacks, 10 TFLs, um I at least need like one. I need one touch. I need one defensive touch. I need one TD. Need one TD. But as a team, I'm gonna say I want to go just 9-0. With our schedule, we can definitely do it. Where we're headed, we can definitely do it. Go 9-0, win the Big Ten championship, go to the playoffs. Yeah, I'm trying to compete for that Natty. This is that year. We have a lot of people coming. We have a lot of people coming back on both sides, defense, offense. Shoot, and we had the number one recruiting class for the freshmen. This
Mhm.
upcoming class. So
Now,
it's right there. Like you can see our coaches and everybody. I mean, they're trying their hardest to, what I'm saying, do whatever to get us there. So it's just on us players, put the work in, keep getting closer. It's a team sport. So as long if you trust your brother across from you, you guys are gonna play way better with chemistry. It's yeah. If you guys are a good family, you guys should be a good football team.
boy, that
Team
boy
sport.
sound like a D1 football player, don't he? Everything is family and us, and trust your brother, trust your teammate is everything that you want to hear as a coach that make you happy, that
Mhm.
you know at least is getting through to
It's
somebody.
no sugarcoating.
Well, man, Jay, man, I'm so proud of you, man, and I'm so glad that you bless us and stop by every time you get in town to give us a show so that people can see. And again, I like for coaches, parents, and kids who watch my podcast to hear from you and other college players and understand that this shit ain't easy, man. It's fun, but it is not easy. And the work that you put in, and above all, the thing that you said is be a good person and good things will happen to you. Is there anything that you want to share or tell people or
Yeah. Um, I would say, stay true to yourself. Don't let nobody make you feel like you're not wanted or nah. That you didn't really cut that. I don't know where I
no?
was going with that.
No,
I
you're good though.
don't know
That's
where I was going
good
with that.
though. I mean, cause you saying some good stuff, cause that's the stuff that people need to hear from your age, not from us old mugs. They need to hear it from you, who is their peer, who kids look up to you. I mean, when we had your little um uh uh retirement jersey at the restaurant, kids came just to see you. You know what I'm saying? So what you were saying was good. Don't, like, you just like have that same confidence on the mic that you have on the football field. You know what I mean? Cause people gonna listen to you just like they listen to you when you coming up that line and lighting them up. They'll listen to you while you even sitting here in the chair, nephew, because you got a lot to say and you have a great story to tell that people want to hear. Because what people usually hear is, I come from a single parent who made it where you are, is single parent household. We live here, this, that, and the third. And the thing about you is you never talk about none of that. You talk about it doesn't matter. It's my effort. I put in the work. I'm a good person, you know, and the people that's around me, what they surround my faith, and those are good things. So don't shy away from speaking your mind, man. We talk about that all the time. Speak your mind. That's what we got this for, man. This is your platform.
Okay,
We
bet.
got an editor.
Yeah,
He
bet,
whatever you don't like, he can edit.
bet. Uh,
So go ahead.
I would say recently something I've been like something that's on my mind is like nothing is ever as bad as it seems. It seems there's nothing, and
Nothing is as good as
it
it
just seems,
seems.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that I've been learning recently. Like no matter how bad I think I've done on a player, or like how bad I think I'm doing, it's never actually that bad. Like life's gonna go on. Like you're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it at a point. And the same thing I would say when I like D1 football, like it's hard. Like yeah, you got the conditioning. The same thing for the conditioning and football. Like actually like playing the sport too. But I would say it's all a mental. It's all a mental battle. Life's a mental battle. It's all a mental battle. So once you can change your perception, not even change your perception, but like once you can just like I don't see it, not see it through, but
Project it.
like
Once you can
yeah,
project it,
like yeah,
yeah,
I would also say like your mind is very powerful. Like
yeah.
your thoughts and like whatever you think, that's really like it's really powerful and like you can really like manifest things. You can put stuff into fruition just by thinking the right stuff, and you can yeah
I mean, and I get what you're saying and
yeah.
trying to say because, I heard a
I think everything is like a mental battle.
yeah,
Yeah,
because I heard a
it's great.
great saying that goes along with what you're saying, which is it's never too late to be what you could have been. That goes along with what you're saying. You project it, you manifest it. It's a mental thing. I mean, sometimes, we get caught up in ourselves and say, hey, man, those days is over. And when I heard that saying, it was, and then with you talking about it, man, it goes great with that. It's never too late to become what you could have been. And another thing that I want to tell you is when you was telling me about, sometimes you compare yourself to other people and other players. And I'll tell you something that my grandmother told me when I was a kid, man. You can't be like somebody else. You know why? They're already taken. So therefore, you got to be you. And don't compare yourself. Always be a better version of yourself. Be a better version of yourself. You let them make the comparisons. I got somewhere I gotta be. And there's no obstacle that's gonna stop that. Like I told you, our goal is first for you to get that daggone piece of paper. Second is for you to get drafted into a warm climate.
Yeah.
So when I come to the games, I ain't freezing.
And I will say this though, yeah, I'm eligible, so you know what I'm saying if things go as planned, I will be going to that draft this next year.
Yeah.
Over around this time, I'm drafted already, but yeah.
Ooh-wee, that's exciting me.
But I want to say something else, just for like the young kids, and even if you're older, I would say you can do whatever you want in this world. The world is yours. The world is whatever you make it.
And this is a
Literally,
Division I USC Trojan who told you he did not have the best grades in high school, but had what it took to be a D1 football player. And then remember that he's also a student first and maintained that and became a better student once he got to college. Lets you know, again, it's never too late to be what you could have been.
sure.
You could have been a better student in high school. Well, guess what? It ain't too late for you to be a better student in college, and that's what the frick you doing. See what I'm saying? Like with
Heck
that
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
And that's what it resonated with me so much. And then talking to you and hearing this and you telling that story, like kids who get discouraged because you have a coach or somebody say, man, you ain't got the grades to go D1. Wait a minute, I got a 2.5, 2.7,
You're at least eligible.
I'm eligible. What you mean they discourage these kids, and for you to tell them that, I played Division I for one of the most storied colleges ever. I didn't come out of high school as a 3.4.0 student. I came out as an average student. Hell of a football player, good person, believed in God, and I worked hard at everything I did, and I was blessed. You can be blessed too because
I was
blessings
right
are
there. I was right there in y'all shoes. Right there in y'all shoes, literally. Small town. I'm not gonna lie. Even to my junior year, I promise you this. I didn't even think I was gonna go D1. I'm thinking I'm gonna go D2, play wide receiver, be cutting hair to make money. Shoot, and then something just switched. I switched to linebacker, put some weight on. I swear,
Your speed got fast.
speed. Something just switched. Started eating more, and I just kept putting the work in, even though I couldn't see where I was heading. Like, I never would have thought I would be going to play football in California. D1. D1.
At USC.
At USC. It all started, my first offer was Davenport. And I started to get I'm like, okay, this is, you know what I'm saying? It's not even that hard. Like, being a kid, like, yeah, me as a kid, like, I was always watching videos, always watching the highlight videos, under the radar sports, just watching a whole bunch of football videos, just watching the D1, like, hype up videos. And for me to even, like, just be in those shoes is crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, life be going fast. This is
It does, doesn't it?
Life be going fast.
It does, man. It's like, you know, like the great poet Michael Beasley said, yesterday didn't happen and tomorrow don't exist. It's only today,
Yesterday
baby.
they happen. Okay.
It's only today, baby. The great poet Michael Beasley, the basketball player, you know? I mean, and you just said it, man. They have to realize that it goes just as quick as it came. You know, so you have to take advantage of it, and
when you have your opportunity, take it. You don't know if you're gonna get another one. I don't even mean to, yeah, for real.
Well, man, nephew, man, I appreciate you coming, man. I love you so much, man.
I love you too, Unc.
And I'm so glad that you doing well. I'm so, man, we are so, everybody, not just me, everybody in the community who knows you is so proud of you. Because again, man, you are exemplifying what these younger kids, think of all of the younger kids that you even know, the example that you just set for them. You know, and man, and I couldn't be more prouder of you, man, as a young man, as a student, again, who is becoming a student because he wasn't a student in high school, but now getting the SC, you understand that I have to be a student in order to get to the dream that I have. And you're doing it, man. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, man. Yes, sir. Thank you for showing up. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Coach Rodo's podcast, Winning Regardless, here with our special guest, my nephew, Jadyn Walker. Go ahead, just say one more thing, man. Just say one more thing before we bust up.
Appreciate y'all for having me. Appreciate you, Unc. This guy right here, he's the GOAT, y'all. I ain't gonna let the GOAT. Yo, bro. And bro, it's my guy.
Fight on, everybody. Fight on.